So in this video, I'd like to give you some tips on UX. In the business, it's known as user experience, and it's essentially the journey through your website that a customer might take to explore everything that you have on offer. So as you can see on our website, jazzcom.ie, we have a lot of information, a lot of pages that are available to the customer to click on, but we've refined it to make sure that their journey is probably as streamlined as it possibly could be. We've put a lot of thought and effort into this, and instead of just dumping all the pages and information in a higgledy-piggledy manner on the website, we've really considered how we want the user to navigate through the site. So on the top, we have the logo separated out. It's nice and clean so they can really see the branding. I've seen on websites where this logo is far too big or it's far too close to other elements, and the brand actually gets detracted. So I've separated it out so it's nice and clear. This primary navigation bar only has 7 items on it. Now, even though we've got lots of pages, we probably have 20 pages, more than that actually. I've highlighted these 7 pages as being the most important on my website. So you really should think about that. What are the most high priority pages on your website, and put those into the primary navigation bar. Now, it's absolutely fine to have sub pages, drop downs. You see this all the time within websites, so that people can navigate off, and you should group them logically. So I have services, and these are all of the services that I have below this page. So it makes sense to have a drop down here. So I have services, projects, I have my blog, I have my support. So existing customers, if they want to log a ticket with me, they can click on this and it'll bring them to a ticket system, and they can also click here as well. And then I have a new page for partners. I have some trusted technical partners and I've added that in there. But ultimately, really what I want to do is get customers to click on this get a quote button, and they will fill in this quick quote form. So I need to get an initial connection with the customer, and I don't want to offer them a form that's too long and too complicated that will actually put them off from filling in the form. I see this all the time with forms being way too long. I would highly advise you have a very short form, the minimum amount of information that you want to get from the customer to follow up for a sale. And just a little visual thing, all of the buttons on the site are rounded and slightly animated and colored on hover. It's just more appealing. Buttons that are rounded like this, they're more visually appealing, and as opposed to square ones. And I took some time then to nuance the color on the hover. It's just a visual aspect that people know when they move over a button that animates like that, it means it's clickable, and people tend to click on it more. So these are just little visual tricks that you can introduce into the site by rounding, coloring, and even the contrast between the text and the button. And that's very important. If the text can't be seen, or it's a dark text on a dark color, it mightn't just be as obvious as you want it to be. So take your time to think about these things. So instead of putting lots and lots of text here, I just have a really clear header. I have a really clear subheader, and Google would pick up on these 2 items actually, and because these are what's known as H1s and H2s. But from my UX point of view, my customers really want to see what my quality of work is like. So they want to see the last few projects that I've done. So I've decided to include 3. I used to have 4. I used to have 5 here actually, but I thought it was too much, and that really people just want to see the last 3 projects. And if they want to see more, then I've got this really obvious big view portfolio button. When they click on it, then they're brought to my full portfolio, and they can see all of the projects that I've done. I've actually added in a little filter where they can see e-commerce websites, or they can see all websites. So that's the most popular page on my site actually, is the projects page, because realistically people want to see the quality of my work. And then as you scroll down, I've broken out what other services that I offer. So we do domain reg and hosting and website maintenance. And when you click into each one of these, it'll bring you to a relevant page. I then have an extra call to action that's in here for get a quote. So this is in more kind of customer relatable language. Do you have a digital project? Do you need help? You know, this is the way that customers might speak. And then it's a get a quote button. And then down the bottom, I have some another button for some maintenance, and to reinforce who I work with and to add trust, I have this extra banner down the bottom. So as you can see, there's actually a lot of information on the homepage, but I've really streamlined it and really thought it through into a better user experience. And I just wanted to share those tips of having maybe less is more and keeping the journey nice and simple.